Now, India is all set to secure a non-permanent seat at the UN Security Council later today. All 193 members of the UN General Assembly will be voting to fill 5 vacancies at the Security Council. Now, India has an open path to a non-permanent membership. New Delhi is the only contender from the Asia-Pacific region and is expected to easily secure the 129 votes required to gain membership. Once elected, India's tenure is scheduled to last for 2 years, from 2021 to 2022. India's previous tenure at the UNSC was from 2011 to 2012, which is almost 10 years ago. Now, Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar highlighted India's objectives at the Council earlier this month. He said that India would become the voice of reason in a world where frictions have increased. The interesting contest at the UN today will be for the 2 seats allotted to the Western European and others grouping. 3 countries, Canada, Norway and Ireland, are in the fray for the 2 seats, and there is a one-on-one contest between Kenya and Djibouti for the single seat up for grabs from Africa. India, of course, is a founding member of the United Nations and has served at the UNSC 7 times. And New Delhi has said that a vote for India is a vote for transparency, credibility, accountability and effectiveness. Our principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhan Sibal, gets us this report.
The elections for the seat of United Nations Security Council will take place today at 6:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time in New York. 5 seats of the United Nations Security Council will be up for the countries who are standing. India is standing in the Asia-Pacific seat and India is standing uncontested. So that means New Delhi is assured of a seat. We know that ahead of the elections, the Indian External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar had spoken about India's priorities, India's democratic credentials, how it has been a law-abiding nation, and India's focus on making sure that the fault lines, the global fault lines that have emerged in the past few years and decades can be reduced. Focus also on reforms. That will be a key priority area because India would like to see an expanded UNSC, with India getting a permanent seat at the United Nations Security Council. But by and large, India's tenure, which begins from 1st of January 2021 and extends for 2 years, will see India playing a very cooperative role when it comes to its policies, and also this coming at a time of COVID crisis. So India will be reaching out to countries impacted by the COVID crisis. It has been doing already when it comes to countries in the region and also in Africa. But this time around, India's focus, when it gets on the high table, will be ranging from making sure that the fault lines are reduced to making sure countries impacted by the COVID crisis get help from the United Nations Security Council. We have seen an increasingly divided United Nations Security Council, so much so that since the first COVID case was reported in China in December of 2019, since then till today, there hasn't been a formal statement by the United Nations Security Council because of the division between especially 2 member states, China and the United States. With video journalist Neeraj Patel, Siddhan Sibal for WION in New Delhi.